What is karma? How it shapes your destiny? Have you ever wondered if life's ups and downs are truly random, or if an invisible force is guiding your path? What if every act of kindness or cruelty you've ever committed was planting seeds in the garden of your future? This mysterious force is called karma, a concept at the heart of Buddhist wisdom. In fact, Buddhism teaches that our own past actions and present doings determine our happiness or suffering. Tonight, as you lay down to sleep, think of your mind as a vast landscape. The dreams you have, the thoughts you harbor, and the choices you make are all forces of creation. Each one bends the fabric of your destiny. From an ancient perspective, nothing that happens to us is purely by chance. Buddhism even asks, what explains the uneven playing field of life? Why one person is born into wealth and another into hardship? The Buddhist teachings answer that question plainly. In this world, nothing happens to a person that he does not for some reason or other deserve. In other words, we create our own heaven and hell by the way we live. We are the architects of our own fate. Every joy or sorrow can be traced back to actions, sometimes in past lives, that set events in motion. The Buddha described karma simply. Karma literally means action. But it's not just physical acts, it includes words and thoughts as well. Imagine karma as cosmic bookkeeping. Every intentional deed of body, speech, or mind is like a deposit in your ledger. As one Buddhist teacher explains, skillful actions lead to happiness or desirable outcomes. Unskillful actions lead to suffering or undesirable outcomes. Compassion, generosity, and honesty are skillful. They plant positive seeds that ripen into joy. Greed, anger, and deceit are unskillful. They sow bitterness that comes back as pain. Skillful actions, happiness. Acts of kindness and love sow seeds of joy. A compassionate word today can bloom into peace tomorrow. Unskillful actions, suffering. Harmful deeds, even spoken or thought, reap hardship. When you lie or lash out, you prepare the ground for regrets and hardships later. According to Buddhist insight, these seeds may sprout in this life or in another. Karma works across lifetimes. One blog on the Buddhist path explains that each and every one of our actions has consequences. Good deeds plant positive seeds. Bad deeds plant negative seeds. These seeds can ripen immediately or in the next life. In fact, karma is not separate from the belief in reincarnation. They depend on each other. In short, our actions today shape not only tomorrow's mood but perhaps even our next incarnation. The Buddha's answer, karma and destiny. This is not fatalism. Buddhism does not say your fate is sealed. On the contrary, the Buddha taught that we have free will to change karma. He famously replied to a disciple, "It is karma. You don't do anything. We will not react." This was when someone in his own circle tried to kill him with a giant boulder. The disciples were furious, but Buddha simply let it pass. He recognized that the tense moment was a turning point of karma unfolding. Instead of retaliation, he chose compassion. In his own words, when someone is against you, if you show love and compassion and turn the other cheek, then they cannot hit you back. That is a bigger weapon. This story shows how a single mind transformation can alter destiny. By refusing to react with anger, Buddha broke a chain of karma. Similarly, consider this modern anecdote. A spiritual teacher in a hall was confronted by a hulking attacker. Everyone panicked, except the teacher. He calmly told the man, "Wait." Not because the man was anything but dangerous, but because inner stillness spoke louder than fear. The assailant froze, then broke down crying and changed his life. Such moments suggest we have power over karma. Life is a combination of free will and destiny. We make choices even within the boundaries of fate. We may not choose our height, destiny, but we can manage our weight through effort, free will. In spiritual terms, we act wisely rather than merely react, steering karma toward growth. Karma in every moment. Every day, your mind and body are at work creating karma. Buddhism teaches, intention is what I call karma. In other words, your intentions, the quiet decisions in your heart, are karma's seed. When you practice mindfulness, awareness of each moment, you see how even subtle urges shape reality. The Buddha said we are heirs of our actions. All living beings have actions, karma, as their own inheritance, differentiating us by destiny. To make this concrete, imagine two people. One donates to charity, the other cheats a friend. The generous person rejoices in both worlds. They feel good now and create happier conditions ahead. The cheater grieves here and there, guilt gnaws at them now and harder lessons come later. These verses from the Buddha's own teachings underline the law. Goodness delights you now and in the future. Wrongdoing burns with remorse both today and beyond. This law is natural, not divine punishment. Damien Keown, a Buddhism scholar, likens karma to an elevator. Good deeds result in an upward movement and bad deeds in a downward one. Karma is not a system of rewards and punishments meted out by God, but a kind of natural law akin to the law of gravity. In other words, every action nudges you to a higher or lower floor of life. You don't pay in cosmic coin, you simply feel the natural result. Your past, present, and future lives. If karma is the law, then reincarnation is its context. Buddhism teaches that life is a cycle, sasra, of birth, death, and rebirth. Imagine a wheel with 6 realms: blissful gods, jealous demigods, fortunate humans, instinct-driven animals, insatiable hungry ghosts, and torturous hell beings. These are not just metaphors but states of existence. Your karma determines where on the wheel you land next. God realm. Beings in the God's realm have immense pleasures, think ultimate luxury. But they can become proud and attached. Eventually, that blind pleasure leads to a fall. Demigod realm. Asuras, these beings are powerful and pleasure-seeking but ruled by envy and conflict. Their anger mirrors our own grudges. They, too, accumulate karma and pass on. Human realm. The human life is very precious, supremely fortunate to have been reborn here. Only a human has the balance of joy and suffering that drives genuine spiritual growth. Wise humans can develop compassion and wisdom to escape the wheel. Animal realm. Animals live by instinct, often suffering through ignorance and fear. Most of each day is spent in simple survival, even long naps. It's a reminder, without awareness we roam blindly. Hungry ghost realm. Hungry ghosts suffer endless craving. Imagine insatiable hunger with no satisfaction. They're the picture of unfulfilled desire. Hell realm. Here beings endure intense pain, fire or cold, reflecting the depths of anger and cruelty they created. Importantly, in Buddhism this too is impermanent. Once the bad karma runs out, they're reborn again. Each realm is temporary and karmic in nature. As one article notes, each of us has lived many lives even within this one. We may have been gods or ghosts before. And it's only as humans that we can purposefully break the cycle. In a way, your current life is a turning point. By choosing kindness and awareness today, you influence not just this life's joy but the entire wheel of your existence. Dreamscapes and hidden wisdom. The journey doesn't end with waking life. Buddhists believe consciousness extends into sleep. Ever had a dream that felt real? In some Buddhist traditions, dreams are training grounds. Tibetan monks practice dream yoga, a form of meditation in sleep. They learn to recognize when they are dreaming and even transform the dream. The idea is that by staying aware in dreams, one weakens illusions and uncovers inner truths. Modern science even notes that lucid dreaming can be induced and has been part of spiritual practices. During deep meditation or dreams, consciousness travels without the body, somewhat like what people call astral projection. While classical Buddhism doesn't emphasize astral travel by that name, it acknowledges altered states of mind. The key idea is this: in sleep or meditation, the mind can roam freely. This is why the Buddha equated life's illusions to a dream. Everything we experience is as fleeting and insubstantial as dream imagery. When you meditate deeply, you may witness your mind's projections dissolve, much like waking from a dream. This insight has profound karmic implications. If our experiences are dreamlike, then suffering is partly our own hallucination. By treating life like a lucid dream, we can influence it. For example, a compassionate intention set in meditation may carry through into dreams and vice versa, blurring the lines between waking and sleeping karma. It also reveals that reality is not as solid as it seems. As one spiritual source suggests, understanding dreams and impermanence gives great hope. At any moment we could be reborn or free from the cycle altogether. Awakening. rising above karma. If karma binds us, how do we break free? Buddhism's answer is awakening. The Buddha's own enlightenment, nirvana, was seeing through illusion and desire, thereby extinguishing karma's hold. Samsara continues only until liberation is attained by means of insight, the texts say. By realizing impermanence and non-self, the very conditions that keep karma churning fall away. In practice, this means cultivating wisdom and compassion so thoroughly that future suffering has no fuel to sustain it. One practical takeaway: meditation and mindfulness are tools to purify karma. By watching your thoughts and feelings without attachment, you prevent harmful intentions from taking root. For instance, if anger arises, mindfulness is the pause that stops you from speaking harshly and planting a bad seed. Similarly, by focusing on compassion, metta, during meditation, you generate positive energy that offsets past negativity. Over time, the mind's habitual patterns loosen. As the Mindworks blog notes, with awareness and meditation, we can free ourselves from fate. In other words, daily practice steadily empties your mental karma account. It's also wise to reflect on cause and effect consciously. Watch how past actions echo in your life. A simple exercise: each night before sleep, review your day. Ask, which actions felt wholesome? Which were thoughtless? This kind of reflection is recommended by many traditions. It helps you complete experiences so they don't echo unpredictably in dreams or replay later. By consciously resolving your actions, even mentally, you prevent them from unconsciously wreaking havoc. This is akin to completing a cycle of karma. Additionally, living ethically forms good karma automatically. The Buddha's Noble Eightfold Path, right action, speech, livelihood, etc., provides concrete guidelines. Be truthful, generous, mindful. Every time you choose honesty over lies, generosity over greed, you're steering your destiny upward. Remember the elevator analogy. Each ethical choice is a button push toward the penthouse of well-being. Steps to cultivate positive karma. Mindful awareness. Begin each day with intention. Even a moment of stillness sets the tone. Notice thoughts as they arise and gently choose kindness over anger. Compassion in action. Do something kind daily, however small. Share a smile, give a compliment, help a stranger. The Buddha reminds us, when someone is against you, show love and compassion. Such actions water the seeds of future joy. Reflect on consequences. At night, review your actions. Recognize that each and every one of our actions has consequences. Celebrate when you did good and plan ways to rectify any harm. This cultivates responsibility. You see yourself as the architect of the outcomes, good or bad, you experience. Meditate on impermanence. Spend a few minutes imagining everything you hold dear fading away. This Buddhist reflection eases attachment and fear. When you truly grasp impermanence, petty worries lose power and you can act with freedom. Dream awareness. Before sleep, set a positive intention, e.g., may I wake up kind, mindful. Some practitioners even do simple dream exercises. Remain aware in small dream fragments. This trains your mind to see life as a dream, flexible and safe. Remember, Tibetan yogis practiced lucid dreaming as spiritual training. The gift of karma's truth. By the end of this journey, remember, karma is not a threat, it's a teacher. It can feel like a heavy truth that we are the architects of our fate, but that also means empowerment. Each breath, each heartbeat is a chance to write a kinder story. You have already sowed seeds with past choices, but you are not powerless. The question is, what seeds will you plant now? Like a patient farmer tending his field, you can pull up weeds of ill will and plant seeds of understanding. With each act of love, you water the roots of awakening. Buddhists say the human life is rare. You have the precious opportunity to break free from the wheel of karma. Take heart in this. Even deep-rooted karma can be softened by insight. Tomorrow, when you wake, or even tonight in your dreams, notice the currents of cause and effect swirling around you. See every encounter as a chance for positive karma. Hold close the idea that we create our own heaven, one virtuous moment at a time. Karma's wisdom is profound. It tells us to wake up and take responsibility for our lives. It invites us to see the golden thread that connects all beings. As this awareness grows, everyday life becomes sacred. You might catch yourself in a familiar scenario, maybe a frustration at work or a recurring bad dream, and instead of despair realize, this too is a wake-up call. Then you respond differently. You smile instead of scowl. You listen instead of argue. In doing so, you aren't just changing your immediate mood, you're shaping future reality. Every kind action now echoes far into your destiny. The universe is listening. Your destiny is not fixed, you hold the pen. With Buddhist teachings as your guide, every step can be a step toward freedom, love, and higher consciousness. Embrace this journey, plant compassion, watch it grow, and discover the hidden truth that every moment is an opportunity to improve, to enlighten, and to weave a more beautiful fate.